How are you? Hello. Hello. How are you all? Hope you're doing well. I'm just gonna wait for my person, and while I'm waiting, let me just play this. I think I'm actually playing something else. Hi. Hi, Anita. How are you, Anita? Hope you're well. Hi. Oh my God, I forgot to paste to get my link. Let me see if I can get it from here. Hi, Anita. How are you? Please give me a thumbs up. Thanks for joining. I'm actually I'm waiting for my guests. I use my other laptop. Hello. Let me know if you can hear me. I'm good there. Thank you. You've done the thumbs up. Thank you. Thank you, Anita. I'm trying to see, is my guest on? I'm not sure if this laptop is actually just one. Okay. Okay, so today somebody sent me a private message. Who is this flash thing? Hi. Who is this person? Hello, D Flash. Thank you. So today's topic is just about marrying someone that sorry, my light just about to fall off. Let me just adjust that. Marrying someone that their tradition says if you cheat, you're going to be deleted. And I hope you know what that deleted means. Meaning, there are some people, they have this tradition that they said if they get married, if their wife, or most especially happens to the wives, the lady that they marry in, that if they, if they cheat, if they're being unfaithful in their marriage, that things will happen to them. Some actually, maybe their children start getting sick, um, bad things, not positive things, I would say negative things start happening in the family. And once some families start having issues like that, their in-laws will start looking into or suspecting the wife, saying, oh, maybe she's going to sleep with someone else outside. So okay, so if you're in here, you can let me know. You can come in through the video. Okay, you need the link. Yeah. I just remember now. My new laptop won't let me. I don't know. Let me see if I can. Just trying to get the link and. So please pardon me. Let me just quickly put the link in the comment section. Okay. I'm sorry about that. I don't know why. Okay, what's happening? Oh. I hope I've not spoiled the whole thing. Cancel. Okay, I'll just see if I can get that from my handset, please. So I can just copy the link. I don't know what's happening today. I'm so sorry about that. I don't know why this thing did not work. So I just want the guest to come in. Do you have the last link we used? If you have it, maybe you might be able to come in. Okay, live link. Copy link. I've copied the link. Okay, you can check your WhatsApp. I'll just send it to your WhatsApp. Maybe you can use that to come in. The person helping me is a bit tight right now. Let me see if you can sit down on your phone. So, like I was saying, the family tend to suspect the wife that maybe the wife has been doing, going on. You know what I mean? When there's cash, less cash, what some ladies tend to do in order to help their husband. There's another live that I want to program I'm going to bring on that topic, but because of this, I will that's why we're discussing if would you be able to go into this, and what are the advice we have for those who are into such marriages? Do you think such culture should be eliminated? It should be stopped. Welcome, Grace. Welcome, also, Susanita. Thanks for stopping by to watch my premiere. Hello, the classifier. Oh my god, I didn't even know she has premiere. I will have to go and watch. How many premiere have I watched today? Hello. Okay. So I will obviously join to watch. Watching my premiere. Hello, classifier Sacramon. Okay. So she's greeting the guests. I hope you can see it. So, like I was saying, the tradition of when people have the tradition that they have this kind of rules, do you think it should be eliminated? And in as much, do you think some women still don't mind to get into this type of marriage, and they will start complaining later? So I have my guest here who is Razak. He brought the topic on, so he will do most of the talking. I will chip in some words in between. Welcome, Razak. How are you?
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good
You can hear
evening.
me?
It's good
Okay,
to
that's
hear
fine.
you.
Welcome. So we're going to start with the topic itself now. So you said you saw something somewhere, or so was that what you sent to me that you said that we should discuss, or did you just have that as something you think we should discuss? Let's start from you and the point that you want to raise.
Okay. Actually, I saw it somewhere. Then I felt like, okay, we should discuss it. And another thing is, this is a thing that is common in Nigeria, in eastern part of Nigeria, if I'm correct. It's a culture
Okay.
thing. Yes, it's very East. People that come from the east are the ones that are familiar with it. It's not that really common in the north or south here. So, which is, can you beg someone to save your
It
partner,
seems the light
or
is affecting my glasses. Sorry. Okay, sorry,
Okay.
carry on.
Or if so one thing I see about it is this is marriage. Because
Mm-hmm.
all what they are talking about marriage, it has to do with couples. Okay. Why I see this thing as bondage, I see it as slavery. Because
Mm.
why infidelity caused the death of one partner in the name of marriage, right? And another thing is two people coming together to become one. It's a free thing. Like it's free. There is freedom of speech. There is freedom of movement. There is freedom of everything. Though it has to be in check too. But you saying in the name of culture that if I
Mm.
cheat outside or if I sleep with another person outside, then I'm going to die. It's something I feel that should be eradicated,
Mm.
should be eradicated entirely. Fine, nobody is saint. Everybody has his or her own shortcoming, but death shouldn't be the next thing. Okay, what if one of the partner died? How will the other one that is alive continue to live his life? Are you telling us that he or she should get married again? What will the thing? I actually want the viewers, because I don't really know much about it, but I actually want the viewers to air their point, and I should know what you also want to say about it.
Okay. So I don't know. Now I have problem in pasting my link just in case if anyone wants to come in to chip in something, but you can actually type for now. Um in my own aspect, I wanted to ask that does that type of thing still occur? Does it still happen? I know where I come from, that when I was growing up, I heard it, they said that if the maybe the partner, the wife, if they do ashemashi, cheat, that
Yes,
they will start having, they will suspect because their child or children might be having, or they will be seeing some negative things happening in the family. Maybe
things
the
happening
husband is
in their
losing
life.
their jobs.
Yes,
Yeah, the
yes,
husband is losing their jobs. The sons or the children are falling sick. Something not
yes,
it things are not just right. Keep falling apart, and it tend
yes,
to give that curiosity that maybe the in-laws, the mother-in-laws, or we people might be curious that is this woman's
yes,
aunt clean, or has she be going around? And some
yes,
people will actually come to confront that wife wherever that some will say, oh, are you sure your hands are clean? And I hope the people that are here do understand what I mean by your hands are clean, like you haven't been
yes,
sleeping around. Or and of course some of them, they do have this attack of what do you mean, and they're like, oh, why you don't have to get angry if you know your hands are clean. They might
yes,
not have, maybe they haven't even done anything, but sometimes the way people were being accused sometimes bring the way you're going to react first. That's what some people are reading, and they use that to judge you. You might actually be clean,
yes,
like you know nothing about what happened. And I've read stories as
yes,
well. I have seen two when I was growing up. I know there are about two of them. There's a particular lady. She's really light in complexion. She's really lighter than me, and how we value the relationship with the person she's meant to actually marry. But they did tradition, they haven't really done the normal wedding thing, and before you know it, they said the man was having issues. He had an accident, car, something. Before you know it, they started accusing her, and she was saying, she was trying to prove that she's actually no, she hasn't done anything, and she was summoned to come to maybe some shrine. I didn't go to the shrine with them. That's the story I heard. But because I got to know about it because I saw her on the street on the floor. She's already
hmm,
insane. Her hair, you'll be wondering, Auntie, so thing. Like she doesn't even recognize us, even when you're saying Auntie A, she's just eating things. Like they said, oh, it's because she did I was like, what? And that was the first time actually understood what that thing really meant. Because I'm wondering, it was just a traditional, but back home, traditional is actually the main things that
Yeah.
people hold on to, and they said, oh, it's because she slept with someone else. And that I cannot forget that experience. Like, why does she have to go through that? Why the man was going to walk free, marry someone else, and this woman's life
Yeah.
is just being stopped, displayed. Our family will be, if everything is just not going to be right with the family, because our parents won't be happy seeing their daughters in that way. People will start pointing and accusing fingers. Even our own sisters or siblings, people will want to move away from our family, thinking that's what they usually do. So I have seen that kind of experience before. I just felt
Yeah.
it's not something that actually meant to be in place in the first place. Then
Yeah.
sometimes I question the father who actually brought that in. Why should that be? What happened to the man as well if they cheat? Because of course men would suddenly bring a woman home and say they want to marry them.
Okay. Can I chip in? Okay,
Yes.
yes. You asked a question that does this thing really, does this still exist? Yes, I will say yes. At least if I'm correct, one of my colleagues was still telling me that it happens in their own, what's it called, state. She's from Delta State, part of Delta, that it still happens. And then, we've once done video when last year, if I'm correct, and I said something that this culture of a thing in Africa is really against the women. It's the
Mm.
women that suffers it most. So in this in this one that we are talking about, it exists. Yes, if it is the women that cheat, she
That's
is the
that's
one
the
that
link.
is
If anyone
suffer.
wants to join, anyway. Okay.
She is the one that is going to suffer. She is the one that is going to bear the burden. And
Yeah.
if it is the man also, there is nothing that is going to wrong with the man. He works freely. So the question now is, if this thing can be eradicated, how will they balance it? If the infidelity comes from the man also, how will they balance it? Can it be balanced such a way that if the man also cheats in the marriage, this same thing that is happening to the woman will happen to him also? Because if we should ask two or three people from different tribes, and if they tell us this thing is happening, they would. Many people have told me that, oh, the men walk freely. If even if it's going to affect them, they are just going to do small thing, mere thing, and go away with it. But the women, their children will suffer for it. Their husband will sedate themselves. Then they have to do rituals upon rituals before everything can be settled. So to them, I see this to them as slavery. You are enslaving one person to the other in the
Yeah.
name of marriage. You are putting one person to the other in one. You are putting one person in bondage to the other
Just
in the
to
name of marriage. It shouldn't be so, because these are two people coming to get married. So it should be a free thing. They should live their life freely, even though there is going to be infidelity. The cost shouldn't the what's it called? I can't remember the word. Shouldn't be death, or shouldn't be those kind of treatment
the
that women face.
consequence. Yeah.
So that's all I can say for now. Let's check if we have comments, then we can talk on that too.
Um. Okay. So Grace, that's my namesake. She said, she's agreeing to what you've said so far. She said that it has to do
Yes,
with couples and
yes,
okay, so far that's all. So for me, I wanted to say, in the world we are in right now, because there's a lot of awareness that people now know what is happening, and a lot of ladies are quite wise. They don't want to get into a bondage. Before, some people under 2 years of marriage, they're already thinking of how they're going to step out.
yes,
And any little thing that happens, I understand that a lot of ladies that don't have the patience to endure, unlike how our parents endured or how we are enduring. But the
yes,
thing is, in as much as that is already on, do you know that even when some people, the what we're in now, even when it's being said to some ladies that, this family, or if you meet a guy and the guy say, you can't cheat in my family, if you cheat, you're going to pay, you will still see some that will still go in. If you make,
Yes,
yeah,
yes.
if they tell them this is a cutlass or knife or whatever, you will still see some that will still say, give it to me, I'm ready to eat it, to use it on myself. So in as much as we're discussing it, there are some ladies that they might say, oh, it's not fair, but they will do it. They will do it. They will think they can't really go into it. And the thing is, what do you think is causing, what do you think causes this would I say infidelity? What will push a woman to want to do that? Or do you think once they get involved in another,
You said something earlier on.
tell?
You said something earlier on that most cases, some women they know and they go into it. Well, with what I've heard so far, they said no. In Nigeria now, the men tends to know this is their culture,
Mm,
but they will never and ever voice it out until after marriage.
mm.
That is,
And
if
the
it is
ladies
that,
can't just say, I can't do it.
yes,
I can't
because
do
they,
anymore.
well,
They're already in the marriage.
yes, yes. Because with what is going on and with the way the world is getting civilized, they know that, oh, this person I'm getting married to will definitely refuse if I tell her this. So they don't know. And like the one you said that, well, I can't really say about that whether they know or not. But another thing is, for a woman to know this and still go into it shows shows how her self-esteem is. Because you see what you are going to, you still
Mm.
want to put your head in the name of what? In the name of marriage. I don't know. I don't want to use full words on them because I feel like at times women are the one using their own hands. Aside this one we are talking about
They
presently,
put
in
themselves in
every
the line
area,
of being used that way.
yes, exactly, in every areas of their lives. Mostly women, in the name of they will change. I will change him. Oh, things. If we get married, things will change. No,
Mm,
as as you've seen it already. This is a red flag. Then you leave. You don't
mm,
endanger your life because there is a tendency that if this thing happens, this person will moves on. Then what will happen to the question now is what will happen to you? What will happen to your children? So I don't really know why women still do that. Why they still accept those kind of offer. Why they still have those kind of mentality of, oh, things will change. I will change him. Stuff like that. I don't really know. Is a question that women of themselves now in Nigeria at the moment will answer.
Okay, this cheating thing that we're talking about. Do you know that, I don't know if you've heard with this before, you've watched a film about it, that there are some that the woman did not actually cheat. There are some that, when the man is fed up of the woman, or he has another new babe, woman that maybe is impregnated
Oh,
the person, they will frame this woman up. This thing that they will take them to somewhere to go and swear that, some of them are so confident that they didn't cheat, they will go, but they will end up going mad. So what about that? Because they've actually worked on something, and most of this fault comes from the man. And when a
hmm.
man is not doing their responsibility, what do they expect the woman to do? I'm not supporting women to cheat. I'm just saying, sometimes when you put a meat down and you don't want the dog to go near the dog, and you're not even feeding the dog, and for a very long time, after a while, what do we think the dog is going to do? Would the dog just walk away? It will want to sniff that meat. So, and comparing this with people that do, the blood covenant, is it won't work. It's almost the same thing, what doing that blood covenant to say that, the oath saying you can't leave me. Is it not almost the same thing?
Based on what you just said now, that men frame them. Well, what I think is, even if the men frame them, as long as they didn't do it, this
Mm.
their culture, it shouldn't affect them. But this is I don't I was this is what I used to say. I say this is Nigeria, this is Africa. Anything is possible. Anything can happen. So if they are fed up of her, as you said, and eventually frame them, well, I don't think it should be repercussions, except if you go outside and do something bad again, or I don't know. But if it is in that case, the only thing that will happen in this is just that if it is in their community or whatever, they will just probably frame the woman or beat her, molest her publicly. That's the only thing that can. But about she that she's going to die or not, no, I didn't. I don't think so. I don't think so.
You know that some of them, because I first of all use face those who go mad, go insane. And when it comes to that, some of the family will start taking the lady around, to different places, and they keep spending
Mm.
money, and that person might
Yeah.
end up still, you know, um, being on life. Even
Yes.
if that lady finally gets okay, do you not think that
Yes.
stigma and people will start pointing, oh, she's already this one before, that's that. Then people that have actually even now gone, like,
Mm.
what do you think the family of the lady will be? Do you think they will be happy with the man's family that their daughter had to go through that just because she cheated?
Okay.
Sometimes we're quick to blame people, but when that thing happened to us,
Mm.
when that thing happened to us, that's when we start having another view about it. They said, he that wears the shoes knows where he pinches. For us,
Yes.
we're just viewing it, but sometimes if we have to put ourselves into that um situation, we know what it looks like. Like for someone to
Mm.
just go, go. This dieting that we're talking about is not just like, oh, the person is gone. There's so many things that comes with it. What about that person is married, already had children? I mean, that
Okay.
woman. Then
Okay.
someone else will start looking after their children. Their children are
Mm.
going to be maltreated. And
Yes.
any little mistake those children make, they will be hearing that thing. Your mad mother, your dead mother, your cheated mother.
Yes.
So those children, even though hearing those things, like there's no how they will hear it at least 2-3 times in a week. I just cap it. I
Yes.
just make it very. Do you think those children will actually even be learning well in school? Because this thing will also go to another house. Those people will be telling their children, and when those even in school their own mates will still use those words. That's do you
On
know? Do
them.
you think children will want to? Most of them will come out well. Is they are being disturbed? They can be
Yes. Okay.
aggressive. So there's so many things that comes with this. People don't look at. I think the later repercussion of action that they
Yeah.
would take. Yes.
Yes.
Now they only thought of how to, okay, for a woman not to cheat is for once they cheat they should just die. They are not
Okay.
thinking
About
of what will happen. You wanted to say
okay.
something?
Okay, yeah. About the first one that you said, should in case the family of the woman took her house, probably got treated her well, yes, is and then she got healed. Fine. What I would say is number one is going to affect the couples. Probably they will get separated. Number two is
Mm.
going to affect the children's life. Most it's the children that will suffer. No, that's the part. We can't hide that. It's the children that will suffer because why I said that because I had similar experience, something like that, or more or less like that. But in the couple being separated, number one, the husband, so the family of the husband, that culture. I've had a lot, though I've not seen, but I've had a lot. What they do is they collect all what they give them back, which is the bride
Yeah.
price. They will collect everything. And then what should now the woman do on her own? Well, it's not easy.
But no matter how the situation is, there's always a solution. And so far, she's still alive. The only thing I would say is that she should change the environment for her mental health. She should leave that environment entirely, probably live with the children too. Then start her healing process gradually. It's going to take a while. It's a forever thing. But if a woman is in that situation any woman that is in that situation, he or she can heal if she's ready to heal herself. And the number one thing is she should just leave that environment, and two, then she should start her healing. She can probably relocate to another state, another community, even another country, and start her life with her kids. And then back to the kids, in case maybe their mother died, yes, it's now left to the so-called husband how he is going to take care of the children. One, aside that, he's going to get to them too. But Yoruba used to say something that Tomba bien, which means if you are born, you have to rebirth yourself. Reborn, yes. Tomba bien, you're not matunra ebi. That's what Yoruba used to say. Meaning that if you are born, you have to rebirth yourself. So things like that have happened. You accept it. But the thing is, the kids should not let it get to them. They shouldn't. So the best way is just to shun. I know it's not easy. Talking from experience, I know it's not easy, but it's a thing they can.
Yeah, when it comes to the children, I think even with the family, the financial state of the family and the lady's family also matters, because if let's talk about the lady's family, because I think for the man to know they have this tradition and did not walk away from it, which was, I wanted to twist that to say, if you know the tradition you come from is the topic that we're treating, would you as a man still tell your partner that this is the tradition I come from? Or would you know um take yourself away from the family, that you disown them so you can live a free life? Because if it's actually the lady that made that man, when I mean me, I don't mean, you know what I mean, like she has been supportive from day one, and help this man to be able to stand as a man, be able to attend family meeting. You know what some family meeting means? You need to be buoyant, you have that money, else they won't respect you. And something now happened. So with that kind of a man, it's not all men that actually they like that thing happening to their wife, but because they will say they can't change the tradition. Do you think those men have any choice? Do they have any choice to walk away from the tradition, or just to accept it that way? And also the wife that's been on live, that just maybe passed on just because of infidelity. Do you think the lady's family should have what they should just do is just take the children from the man?
Okay, number one, the man has a choice. He has a choice of walking away from that, what's it called, culture, from that tradition, anything it's called. But he walking away is not, he himself will know that it's not an easy task. Because believe me, man, that thing is not easy. No, I can say it. Well, I'm a Christian, but I would say it takes a lot of prayer, whatever, for you to remove yourself. Or it takes a lot of ritual. If you're not going to the prayer aspect, it takes a lot of ritual. And for you to now walk up to your kinsmen and tell them that, oh, this thing I'm not interested in, I don't want to do it. If his own life does not go alongside it, which means he might even die in the process, then he should thank God.
Yeah.
So in this, in now, if he knows and he can walk away, the best thing for him to just do is walk away from it, then tell the woman, also inform her Even if you can't walk away from it and you think it's hard to do, just inform her from the onset. If truly there is love, the two of them can join hands together and fight it.
Also, do you think from what you said, because some don't have, they have a choice, they can actually approach the, wherever the olori ebi that they have, the head of the family, but they will tell them there's nothing they can do. And
Yes.
if that person decides to walk away from that town or says they are no more in that home with them, or in the family or community with them, some of them are still affected with this thing. They will still have to go back. That's what they do.
Yeah.
They still have to go back. Let me just give a shout out to a couple of people here. Welcome, Yoga with Goga. Thanks for joining me. And Grace, thank you for joining me as well. Grace Adelano. I think are you here? Are you here in the UK? And who else? I saw someone else that just was saying hi now. I think Abisola or something.
Yes, Abisola.
Yes, sorry if I haven't given you a shout out. I think she's left. Yeah. Yeah. So do you think just like that the man should go away from the community? The way the parents will say, we disown you. If this person disowned the family, do you think that thing has stopped? Because some will go to church, they will decide to go to spiritual church that they want to break that curse, and it takes a while. What are your take about that? And from from people that joined, if you have any contribution, please let us know. And if you want to come in, let us know as well. The link is in the comment section below. Okay.
If what's it called? What word did you use?
If they change, if the man change faith and want to disown them, or want to get freedom from such of evil rules that they have, I want to find he wants to find help somewhere else, and he doesn't want to belong to that kind of community anymore.
Well, to me, I believe he can do that. Though it's going to take a while. And how? You should have it at the back of his mind that he is starting another generation from he himself. That number one, he is starting another generation, which means wherever he is starting from will be his state of origin, will be his local government, not his own real state of, not where he is coming from, because of their culture and tradition, because of what they want. He can do it, but it's going to take a while. But the thing is, what I feel, if I'm in that position, this is what I do. Let me put myself in that position. If I'm there, probably as I'm in Lagos in Nigeria, I will relocate to another state. Claim the state of origin of another state, of the state, by the due process. That is it. That is one. Then find a local government, everything. Then that thing will still be affecting me because it is in the blood. It comes from it. So the only thing I would say is that it's prayer. Well, I believe in prayer. I used to tell some people that do what works for you. If I'm the one, I know I'm going into the prayer line. That is what I'll do. But he's going to, he will. It will change the storyline starting from him. And if he changes it, it will help his siblings. It will help his siblings. Yes.
It will help to break that cost. Yeah.
Exactly. It's a thing he can do, but it's just like it's going to take a while. Before doing that, I will say do it on your own first before bringing a life partner.
Yeah.
Yes. Before bringing children to come and suffer what they don't know anything about.
Exactly. You just mentioned it now.
Yes,
because the children are drawn into this thing. These children just come out. We just put them into this, this stressful life, and it's not what they want. But I want to talk about pick point what you said about prayer. Prayer works.
Yes. Yes.
But do you know? Do you know? Let's not be over spiritual here. You know, I've said the channel is not about spiritual thing, but I give glory to God to so many things. You know, when I was sick on admission, how I had my surgery. You know, it's been God. My
Yes.
waking up, our waking up every morning is not by our minds, is God. But there's
Yes.
something that we also need to remember. It's not all the
Okay.
time that prayer,
Right.
not all the time that prayer will come into effect.
Yes.
It's like I want you when you want to cook yam, you peel it, you know, you rinse it, put it in the pot and start cooking. So because you want to
Yes.
cook yam, you have the yam, doesn't mean that the yam is ready, is now ready for to eat. So these are the things that sometimes, you know, prayer takes time, and that's part of what who is this? I think is Grace. She said she was using a other phone, I guess. She said prayer takes a while because they do not pray around. You know, sometimes prayer
Because
takes
you know,
time.
reply.
Sometimes you're
Yes.
tired. Excuse
Yes.
me. Sometimes you're even tired of praying. I think I
Yes.
told you last year that when I was having pains, when I was even on admission, or before I was admitted for months, that I got tired of praying. I prayed and prayed and prayed, and I was telling God to just take me because I was tired. I was tired of praying. I felt I was putting my family also in pains, that they were not, you know, they are tired, they will be crying as I'm
Pressure.
crying, I'm in pains. So it got to a state, I just wake up, I was just like, why am I still alive? Oh, God, take me. Do you understand? Because I feel that I was
Yes.
putting them in pains. That's why I mean that sometimes, you know, the time the prayer works, sometimes we say, blood of Jesus, things happen. We just say, you know, everything just, you know, things start falling in place. But what about sometimes that, you know, people keep praying and it takes months before we see the effect of the prayer. During those times that they are praying, you know, some people go diabolical as well. You know, they go into native way. You know, use herbal
Yes.
this thing as well. So they combine
Yes.
different. Because if they pray one week and it's not working, the other person will say, "Oh,
Everything
you know
together.
another man. There's also man." They will go there. As at that time, you know, our faith
Yes.
is being shaken
Yes.
because we want results. So
Yes.
sometimes people will just brag
Yes.
that, oh, I can never do this. But until when that situation happens to them, they will not know they can do this thing.
Yes.
And okay,
Yes.
so I will allow you to talk. Let me just highlight the
Okay.
messages.
I agree with what you said that at times prayer does not work. Yes, it happens to me too last year, which you know. At a point, I would just feel like I don't need to pray. I'm not
It
praying.
seems God is
But
angry. Or me too, I'm angry
yes,
with God. You know, that kind of a thing.
exactly. So, and I used to say one thing, which I've said here today, that do what works for you. If you're not going to the prayer, other diabolical means that you feel, oh, this is what I'm doing, this is what go to it. And me, that is what. So it's not necessary has to do with prayer too. If it is just going to different native, just putting your eyes in different places just to get the result you want, then so be it. As long as the person what you are looking for, you get it. That's good.
Okay, thank you.
Like you
And
said,
there's
that it takes a while before
Yeah,
prayer
it
to
does
answer.
take a while. I highlighted this what Grace said. She said sometimes
Okay.
prayer means I have a better plan than what you're praying for. You know that. I wanted to go towards that, but now that she has actually said it, you know, sometimes, let's say for example,
Okay.
where I'm still working right now, when I started having pains, I felt I should leave that
Okay.
place because when I got my new position, a lot of people that you think that are your friends, that you guys are just laughing together, and that position just opened. I didn't even recommend myself. I didn't go. They just called me and said, "Oh, you'll be suitable for this post," and I was thought, "Oh, I was thinking of, you know, my son, the blah 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 and all that," and I thought, "Okay, let me give it a try." By the day, it's like the day the staff knew.
Hmm. Everything turn
And
around.
yes, and
Hmm.
I just thought, even the management, I said, like, I will think about it, then see how I can work things out with how I would do a school drop off and all that. The next day I was on shift. As I was parking and I was greeting someone, she just said, "Hey, hi." I thought maybe the person was another person, and I was wondering what is happening. I never even knew they've already told them. So
Wow.
from that time, issues start going. So you now imagine when I start getting pains. I was sick, and I was wondering what is happening. Do you understand?
Yeah.
This position, some people actually want the position, while some don't want it. Now, so now take for example that someone is praying for a position, and that God doesn't want them to have that position, but they are insisting.
That they want it. Yes.
But God that decided not to give them that position has a better plan, because he knows there will be an issue, and he's going to elevate them to higher level, or there will be another job opportunity somewhere where they will be in a better position. We don't know. So in my own process, of course, I faced this thing and I was thinking, oh, I think that position was the one causing this thing. Maybe God doesn't want me to have it, because I prayed about it and I felt, okay, it's a go ahead. But it's like everyone is just against me. Do you understand? I thought, okay, let me leave it. But you know what? When I said I was going to leave, they said, you go nowhere. That's another thing to it, but it takes a while. So my going through pains, I instantly thought, oh, it's the work thing. You know, this mentality that we have. Then you see someone that will just pick up your cup and you see them touching you like, oh, so you know that kind of a thing. So sometimes when God doesn't want us to have that thing, he might delay the response. Or that thing is not just answering, because that's not where you should be. So like what she's saying, that sometimes prayer means, wait, I have a better plan for you. God might actually have a better plan for that person. What about the woman that maybe got deleted? You know what I mean by deleted? Because of YouTube.
Yes.
Because she cheated. Some cheated is not because they obviously just want to do. Maybe they are trying to get money to help their husband. That's the topic I want to bring next anyway, which I saw something similar on that Defreeze show. Like some of them did not do it for their own selfish reason.
Yes.
They didn't do it for their own selfish reason. But now they are facing this kind of issue. What should be done?
Okay, before I ask say about what should be done, the second question, which is will you bet? The second question that we are treating today is that will you bet for your partners to be saved, or something like that? What I would say is that if one finds oneself inside a situation, let me pause it. I used to say something that in a relationship, one of the two partners has to have thing called understanding. Either me or either the man or the woman, one of them. I know it's not everybody that will have it. I'm very sure. But at least one just have to have, in case they meet themselves in situations like this. Okay, she did
said
this
because of... don't change style. Sorry.
In case they meet situations like this, so that they was okay. It's not that maybe she wanted to cheat on her own, but she did this so that she can save me. So the thing is, if I find myself in that kind of situation, I'll just, knowing the kind of person I am, I just feel like, okay, well, at least I'm out. I'm out of whatever made you to do this. So let's bygone be bygone. But men of Africa in this world, this thing called ego is in our head. So it's affected a lot. It takes understanding, it takes enlightenment, it takes maturity for you to say, okay, let me just let this go. But they will just feel like I'm the man and this, why do you have to do this? Is there no other ways? If there is other ways, she would have gone for the other ways rather than cheating on you to get you out of that situation. So that's all I would say. What I would just say is that our ego, our pride affected us too. So that will not make us to see the good side, the reason why she's doing that in the first place.
Man ego, because like the second topic says that would you be able to bet someone? It doesn't only apply to the woman, it also applies to some men. Some men do it. I've heard of one before that because of the pressure. He knows that I hope this person is not going to watch this, but since I didn't mention it, this person's the lady has a better grade. Do you understand? She's very good at what she does, and because this lady has helped this guy in the past, and they fell in love. You understand? So he helped him with schooling and all that, but she has a better grade. You know, she's then when the lady was struggling for a position and she felt that's the only thing that can help them, you know, better, and they'll be able to travel and look after the kids well. And she was praying and fasting. So the first one didn't work. When the second one happened, and the guy actually approached the other person in the maybe their bosses, the ladies they went to the lady's office, and she said, so she met the, you know, normally in the house, you and your wife will be talking, she'll be gisting you that, oh, this my guy doesn't like me, this one, that one. And that's how the woman talked the man to say, if you can have a relationship with me, I will give her this thing. Because the lady was meant to actually be traveling, you know, like 2-3 times in a year. So, and it comes, it's a good package anyway. They will have cars, and that's it happens in Nigeria. Do you understand?
Yes.
So the man had to do it, so that because he thought of he doesn't have a good grade, so it will help the woman. He thought after a few years, when they get a certain amount of money, the lady will resign. By the time he now wanted the lady to resign, the lady doesn't want to resign. That's when he spilled the thing. Yeah, I actually, now that I said, because I wanted to take permission from the person before I actually bring, I wanted to use it as a top, as a live this thing. Anyway, I might still bring it up, but because she wanted the lady to stop working there, she cannot give a concrete reason. But she finally found out that it seems something is going on with both of. Do you understand? Sometimes if men to do things, they do sacrifice for their ladies. So it's just for us not to make it look as if it's only ladies that do sacrifice. It's just that it happens most of the time that ladies are the one who goes to tender their body, most for their man, because they want their men to progress. But some men, they do it. He said it does, because I asked, why did you not do it? You know, he said because the lady has better grade, and the fact that he can't stand, but whenever they are going now, she's not ashamed of him. So he thought that's the only way she can actually, you know, he wants to make her happy. So the same thing that some ladies does, some men, they do it behind the closed door.
Yes.
So when they now say stop, that's, I think when he wanted the lady to stop, and the lady's not ready to stop, you know, anger will come on. Let me quickly give a shout out to, hi Clement, how are you? Welcome to the channel. Welcome. Thanks for joining me, and thanks for still being here, Grace. God bless you. I could see you say you're cooking. Pardon me?
I said I'm the Flash too.
And yeah, and I'm trying to even see, who did I see? I saw yoga with Goga. The Flash said she's the one as Grace as well. I think she said she's using to maybe device. Like me, my iPad I have my other account on it. The first account I had before I opened the, you know, the what's it called? The YouTube one. So sometimes, yeah. So sometimes when I'm watching something, I just watch from my iPad. So I think maybe that's what she did. Yeah, I think I've acknowledged everyone here too. Please let us know in the comment section what we're talking about. What are your contributions? D Flash said is always another way from bedding another person to save your. There is always another way of bedding.
Another way. Yeah, but there is. But the hard thing about it is that, okay, I'm given a condition that I should save her. At that moment, the person in question is tense. So he or she will not be able to think straight that, oh, there is other way. But the only thing we just feel like, how will I help my partner to get? And any condition or any condition you're giving me is what I will want to accept at that moment. It's not that maybe there is no other way. There is.
Okay, let me quickly recap something because someone is asking is what's the topic?
Okay.
So Clement, the topic is I think we're on the second topic, isn't it? The first topic is if your partner tradition says if you cheat, you're going to be deleted. Be deleted means, you know, when people die, and I don't want to really use the word. Would you still go on to marry that person? Or if you're already in that kind of marriage and they said if you cheat, you're going to be deleted, what would you do? And the second topic we're actually now talking about is, would you bet another man or another woman? Because I don't know if you're a man or woman, but I can see a little picture. So would you bet another person to save your partner, maybe for jobs, or maybe they are in the hospital and you need some money, and would you be able to sleep with someone else just to save your partner? That's the topic we're discussing. Okay, you can go on.
Okay, so like I said, you accept the condition at that moment. So to save the couples or the two people involved, which is couples mostly, is as long as anytime he or she is coming out of that situation, be it he eventually got the job or he got healed or anything, that is where transparency comes in. You open up, oh, this is what I did for you to be this, for you to get this. So as not to hear it from us, because if he or she hear it from outside, then that will cause issues. So communication, okay, this is what I did. Even if the partner is going to get angry, it should just be for a while. At least the trust of, oh, for you to do this and still come up to me and open up to me will be there. And it will save their marriage, save their relationship for a while. Because definitely in years to come, that thing will still come up. But by the time it come up, the damage would have been settled among themselves. So by the time it comes, they will just shrug it off that now it's not. So that's all I can say. Transparency.
Well, yeah, transparency is good, but sometimes, you know, we pray that we have a mature and understanding husband, like you said, or partner,
Yes.
less partner, like you said, because some people might be gullible or be straightforward enough to go and tell their partner, and their partner is going to go bizarre. People will say, "Oh yeah, just give him time, or just give her time. She's going to come around." Remember the issue of you and me. Some people are behind you and say, you know, that's women. Women, they will just get angry. Give her time. We're almost going into a year. Do you understand? So because that's what happened, the woman will start looking at the issue like, oh, my family or my children are this one, don't decide. So they use that to shut some people off, that they don't have any other choice than to agree to that thing. Some men, you can imagine if their lady go to them and tell them, I've done so thing to save the marriage just because I don't want shame on you, but the man is getting angry. Do you know that some men, they have so loose? What I mean loose, they have a loose mouth. They are still baby mama's boy. They've not stopped sucking from their mom. They will go and tell their mom that maybe when they are angry, and their mom will notice that, oh, you're really upset. You say, is it not that stupid woman? She went to go and she went to go and slip her hand because she want to, and they will start attacking that woman, even while they are still enjoying that, that thing that they are complaining of.
Yes. In that case, for you to have that kind of partner, you would have known. So it's not left for you that am I going to tell him or her or not? If I have that kind of partner, then it's a silence to me.
And what if he now knows? He now gets to know later.
He will eventually know. Yes, he will. I'll put my mind into it that, okay, in years or months to come, this thing will definitely come up. Then the only thing is just that by the time that thing come up, we should just have the maturity on how we are going to handle the issue. You know, I can't walk up to her and tell him or her that, oh, I know if I tell you this, you have a loose match. But by that, when I used to say, let me say this, I will say when we get to the bridge, we will cross it. Meaning that when that time comes, when he eventually hear or I told him or anyhow it comes up, I will know how to tell him or her about it. Because definitely about that mommy's boy, oh no, men have that. I have them in my family. So
yeah,
you can't just walk up to someone like that.
It's actually a
Exactly,
growth
yes,
because
it
because
is.
the way what we're into now, some men that they are not able to get over their emotion quickly, and they will still have to tell
Yeah,
maybe another member of their own family what is wrong with them, which will continue to be,
yeah,
they will be using that against that woman no matter what. Even if they are progressing in life, they will still like Asha will not, as in. So of course Treasure said no, that she cannot do that. Let me just quickly read people's comment. She said, if he's threatening, I will not do that. I will not contract his family for financial support. And Grace said true transparency is good. Okay, Clement is Treasure is telling us that okay, I think her some name is the Clement and her name is Treasure. Okay, now I know.
oh,
And she said, oh, some will use it against you in future.
in future.
And Grace said there are not mature men. No. I think she meant maybe there are some mature men.
Yes, she's
And,
talking about the men
okay,
in question.
and
Eh,
Treasure said, no, no, do not do it. And we have
yeah.
Enoch here. Thank you for joining us. You came late. He said, nice
You don't know,
topic. Great. He is. He told me he was going to join. I told him he's coming. I'm inviting him next.
Okay.
And then he said, then Treasure said, all men do not want to share their women
Do not
for
want to share
anything.
their
Yeah,
women for anything. Yes,
yeah.
yes,
You can
yes,
see so fast.
yes.
Look,
Nothing.
me, I'm
No,
struggling.
but it's not
What
even men.
glasses, eh?
It's not even men. Look, it's women. This thing is common among women. They don't want to share their men. That is why some men
Look
carry
at
their
him. Look
infidelity
at him.
far away from their home, like not within their. I have them around. I know.
Hey, you're saying
Because
women.
they
We
know
were
that.
saying men. It is well. This Joshua said, "Lady, let him die or go for family
Let him
support. That
die.
man will not trust you anymore." Mm.
Yes,
Well,
yeah, I agree with that. If it is me, I would say yes. That's but as long as I used to say something, right? I derive. I'm talking about myself. I derive happiness in helping people. So if I do that for you and you don't trust me again, you eventually that's your headache. As long as I'm happy and it doesn't affect me, even if it's going to affect the relationship, we got separated or anything that happened, it's your headache, it's your life. But I know that that man or woman in question will, at the back of his mind, he will be grateful that, oh, this person did this for me. That is why I'm there. But pride, ego will not make them come up and say, oh, no. But their mentality of, oh, I'm the man of the house, you shouldn't have done that, will not make. I hope you understand what I'm trying to say.
I do. I do. Please, guys, please give the video a thumbs up. I want to say, in such situation, which is something, like I said, the topic is a really bright word one that we can pick from different angles from. We can still find something else to discuss about this topic another time. But I
Yeah.
want to say, if for a lady that wants to go into this, because the world we're in, there are a couple of things that they did in the past that we were
Yeah.
able to see and start saying, oh, you shouldn't have done that. We're here to judge. But the world we're
Yeah.
in now, there's a lot of awareness. Social media is just so it's just so out there. If you sneeze, you see someone that is already holding their phone
The
to
camera.
record,
Yes.
to take picture, and they're sending it. Is that you know
Yeah.
what? Even if it's a man, if it's a woman, you need to have a rethink. I used to say something,
Yes.
stop, take a step back and think. The consequence is what I
Hmm.
feel. I try to look at. I always like to look at consequences. Even if I'm helping someone, I'll say, what if this person did this I will just overlook it. If I need to give someone something, I will say, oh, or if that person is trying to borrow, I will say, if I cannot give it in case they don't return it, I don't want to get angry. So first of all, take a step back, look, think, reassess that action you want to take, and be ready for the
Okay.
consequence. Don't just look at, because sometimes the positive side is what we're just running after to embrace. We don't think
Yes.
of the
We don't look at
consequence. So when the
the
consequence
negative.
happen, it hurt us. If you're ready for, oh, what if so thing happen? Start getting yourself ready for that. So that when it
Yeah.
comes, you don't end up passing out, And so you are able to face whatever disgrace names they call you. You're ready to walk with your head up. Some people, it has happened to them, and they'll tell you with their chest, that, you know what, I did it for love. I did it for my family. Do you understand what I mean? And they're able to just
Yeah.
walk up without, they don't listen to people, whatever people say. They will say, when it happens to you, do what suits you. And to be sincere, I've seen some people that said that you are able to judge now. When your own comes, you will see
Exactly.
what you will do. When my girls
Exactly.
then, when they become a teenager, 14, 15, when they will dress up, they will pack this. See, when they now want to, they will buy a top. Everything, I'll be shouting, church, this one, their face will be so strong. Meanwhile, I was a Sunday school teacher before they become a teenager for a while. So when I had my son, I just stopped. So I used to kind of, would I say, castigate those children, those girls that are into it. They've gone to uni and all that. So when my own girls got to that stage, I kept saying, "Oh, didn't you see the way I used to tell them? Blah blah blah." It got to a stage I kept quiet. They stopped the fufu tight team. They will wear jacket on it till when they now went to uni. Do you understand? And when I now see my first one wearing a long distance, I thought, okay, it's time. Sometimes times will they just want to have a feel. So that's the thing that those people that when I tell them your child's skirt is too small, they will one person told me that don't worry, when your child get there, you'll be able to understand because they've been telling them to, pull down their skirts. I'll say, oh, you need to tell them, or they should not leave them. But when it got to me, when my own daughter now, do you understand? I remember that because it's easier for us to judge than, when that things keep happening to us. So I want to say, ladies that want to go into that, they should have a rethink of the negative effects. Would they be able to cope? Maybe they should have that plan B ready before they embark on it. Sister, would you welcome? Thank you for joining me.
So in conclusion, in addition to what you said, you've actually said what I have to say. So what I would just say is just the talk, take a step back and rethink. Yes, that is just it. And when the thing comes up, I've said it and I'll still say it again. Ladies or anybody in this situation should just try and be happy, right? Be happy. Just do things that will make you happy. Anything, things you feel like, if it is about changing environment, no problem. You just try to, because this life is not balanced.
But I want to say, people also say, why you're giving to that man, be saving a little than when they send you out, when they send you out of the house, so that you can be able to fend for yourself and your children. Because if you're now homeless, the disgrace will just be too much. It's just, because we already know what is happening. That's why I'm able to say, oh, when be saving down in case this man got to know and he doesn't want to accept that, and he says, you know what, leave my home. I don't know, in Nigeria, that's when they say leave my home. You can't just tell anyone to just leave my home in the UK here. It doesn't apply. That doesn't really apply. No, Nigerian one is the, in Nigerian men now, to them, they are the owner of the world.
Exactly. So the verse is the case there.
They have a plan B. Having a plan B so that you're not stranded, because a lot of people are going to castigate your decision until when they see you making it, they'll forget about the struggle and not the disgrace. I think we've said a lot about this topic, and I want to thank those who have joined me so far. Treasure, thank you for joining me. I think she said it's not easy to live a built marriage, talk less of relationship. Yeah, and she's right. The effort one has put into the marriage sometimes makes the woman to not want to leave. Some will fight even when the man says, no, I'm not taking it. She will fight it. That, what do you think I should do when our children are suffering? You want them to, this is happening. Do you want the disgrace from your family, your siblings? I had to do it. Some will fight, they will fight for it. Trying to make the man to understand why some will just be begging. We have different kind of women. I'm sorry. Why one will be telling you, in fact, you're the one that doesn't have rights. So depending on the kind of woman, it's true now. Some women will fight the man for even doing wrong. the man will be the one that will not apologize. When they make the life
Yes,
so uncomfortable for them, they will settle for what the woman wants. But seriously, I do understand the fact that when you build a marriage, it's not easy to walk back, to take to just walk out of it. You want to think of the
yes,
time, the years, and everything you invested into that home rather than just walking. It's not
working.
easy. It's easier said than done. But I just advise that someone should have a plan B. And she said again, the man will tell you, why did you take loan, or cry for support to support lady not to or cry for support lady, do not do that. A lot of ladies take loan to support their men, and when their men are okay, they leave them. They don't see them as being the same level with them anymore. They feel their level is too high. So I need to take it. They need to get the good grade, the one that is stainless,
The
the one
one
that
in their
knows
level.
everything, that knows how to speak better English, that the one that can travel well, that speak good. There's so many things that people, some men start looking at once they have money. If they have money, they know, they know the one that has good back, the one that the back, the side is nice, everything. But
Yeah,
that's men anyway. So, but for women that actually struggling with their men, and if you want to help your man, like you said, that you will know the kind of man you want to help, maybe rather to tell him or not to tell him. But I don't pray
yes.
that anybody is in this kind of situation.
Precious.
And Treasure said,
Life
life,
not do not
nobody will do not do it.
do
Of
not do
course,
it.
do it. I think you should do what you'll be proud of in future, even if you're being accused. Like I said,
Yeah,
always have that this thing at the back of your mind. What if? If that's what if, you can stand on it. Like, I know I'm wrong, but you know what? They will just be shattered. They can't do anything in life anymore. But if you can be able to stand and continue to walk, yeah, just say it's a
yeah,
sacrifice that you did. You made the sacrifice. Unfortunately, it wasn't maybe it wasn't would I say recognized, or it's not being valued. You've done what you need to do. Just leave
yeah.
the rest to God and carry on with your own life. So thanks for joining me. God bless you. Thanks, Treasure.
Thank
Thanks, Yoga. Thanks, Sister Uju, and every other person. And Grace, God bless you. I know you said you were cooking, and she has a baby and another. I think she has a toddler as well. God bless you. I do appreciate you. So this video is getting too long now. I know some people do 3 hours video. I haven't gotten there yet, and I do understand your own where you are right now, your data light. I know Nigerian, I know, so I need to be considerate. I do appreciate your
Okay.
time. Thanks for joining me. God bless you. And
Good to have
we'll do life again. I think I have one next maybe in the next 2 days or
you.
so. But I'll let you know
Oh,
if you're
that's
able
good.
to join. Yeah, I'm meant
Okay.
to have one tomorrow. Today is third, yeah, but I don't know.
Today,
But I have one. I have a couple of people I book with. Till then, I will post that once I get confirmation from them. God bless you all. Thanks,
sure.
Yoga, and thanks we look at Wilson here now. He said, "Thank you so much. Great information section." I'm inviting him. Thank you, Treasure. God bless you. And thank you to, who did I see here again? Anita joined earlier. Thank you. God bless you. Please remember to give the video a thumbs up.
Thank
Bye.
you
Thanks.
all. Thank you,
God bless
Flash.
you. Bye. Bye.
Goodbye.